Hello and welcome to Urtheart's Boombox, and today we have a little bit of a special episode where I've brought two contenders in with me to deliberate some possible upcoming fighters. Entering the ring first, he's pretty much a current champion of all forms of fighting. It is Turbo.
Hey, how you doing?
And throwing his hat and possibly monocle into the ring to challenge him is the British Andy.
Tally ho.
And I'm your host, Urtheart, or referee. We'll go with the one. And today we are talking about Smash DLC. Smash Brothers isn't that far away from release at the time of recording this, at all. And I think you guys are excited for it.
Oh, definitely.
Me myself, yeah, I'm definitely hyped for Ultimate. Ever since that first kind of like roster reveal of all the characters being announced to be, in the game, it brought a tear to my eye just seeing all that happen and whatnot. So I'm really looking forward to playing some.
I remember
Smash
your
on
reaction
Switch.
to the announcement with the Inkling. That was big enough.
Oh yeah, that was a big announcement. That was like actually I actually have my reactions to that. Because I did a Twitch stream of the Nintendo Direct that was featured in, and I was
Exactly.
like, "Oh my god!" So yeah,
I think you were there as well, Andy, for that.
I think I was there for a little bit of it because
you caught the tail end of that.
the tail end of it. I did what
That's right, the announcement was at the tail end.
Yeah,
I think it was the last thing they did.
I think I was working at the time. I'm not too sure if it was a weekday or a weekend. I can't remember, but. Yeah, no, I watched the VOD and it was pretty great to see like Turbo just go, oh my god, like freaking out. It was so great.
Yeah.
So, with 5 DLC characters yet to be announced, Piranha Plant is technically DLC, I guess.
That's the sole reason why I pre-ordered the Ultimate, just for Piranha Plant, because he is best fighter boy. Just saying.
So we're going to throw our predictions into the ring of the 5 fighters we think are going to be in DLC, or we hope to be DLC, I guess. The only rule I gave these guys was no Echo Fighters, because I'm hoping Nintendo won't be that lazy.
Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. You probably it will happen. You know it will, but hopefully they could make some unique characters.
Nah, they didn't do it with the other DLC, so let's see. Other than that, there are no other real rules to that one. I added a rule myself, but that's just for me personally. So let's get started. Your first pick. Let's go Turbo. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to see what I could kind of like think would be viable kind of like DLC characters, and I'm also going to throw in some of my own kind of like personal kind of like wants as well. But to start off, I think because of the representation of like the third party character, because I think it's like there's more like there's going to be more third party characters, like third party companies involved in the DLC, because that was the same when 4 had its old DLC. There was more third-party, non-Nintendo characters in that lineup of DLC than there was like actual, Nintendo. Or maybe it was half and half. Who knows?
I think it was about half and half.
I can't remember. But my first one, I want to have a Sega representative, another Sega representative, because there's not many on it. You've only got Sonic. But I think I want to play it safe and keep it within the Sonic universe and say that Tails would probably be a good choice.
Fair enough. I can imagine him working. He'd be somewhat unique. Well, no, he'd definitely be unique. You'd be able to give him a unique moveset compared to Sonic. So
Yeah, I mean, the way he could probably be incorporated into Ultimate would be alright, because he would probably have the same kind of like air time as, say, like someone like the Villager or something like that, because the Villager has a lot of airtime. Or even better, it's like Meta Knight, unless, well, pre-nerfed Meta Knight, maybe, who knows. But no, I mean, his incorporating his tails, maybe some kind of like gadgets. I'm more thinking of taking some of his moveset from Sonic Battle back in the day, making him use like certain kind of like gadgets and whatnot for his moveset. Hell, bring back some of the kind of like abilities he had in Tales' Adventure on the Game Gear.
Yeah, true. You could reference both.
You could do that.
That'd be something.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Andy, do you want to go next?
It's quite funny actually because you brought up Tails as a DLC fighter, and I too have another Sonic Team character that I would like to see be put into the game. Granted, I think if I recall, he is an assist trophy, and I will give a heads up that a few of my characters are assist trophies in the game. But I would love it if like Nintendo would maybe in the future decide to put him in as like full fighter characters. For my selection, first one, I would go with Knuckles. The reason being is because he's more of a fighter than as what Sonic is about speed. So you could see probably him doing some combo hits, with his ability to glide as well, be able to glide from one side of the stage to the other. If he's going to fall off the stage, you could be able to use maybe he could do a extra jump glide or something like that. So he could be able to just grab last gasp jump up in the air or glide to glide, and then also
he's got that uppercut glide from Sonic Advance 3 that he could do for that easily.
Yeah, pretty much. And then also if whoever's playing as Knuckles is just on the tip of the edge of the side where you can't grab the ledge, he can just pretty much just use his knuckles to cling on to the side, and he can just climb up and something and then hold on to the ledge just for maybe say a couple of seconds. So seeing Knuckles, I think, as I say, I think he is an assist trophy in the game, but to see him as a full fighter as DLC, I think that would work. And also I could picture it with his full smash as well, with something to do with the use the Master Emerald, so to say, to maybe cause an earthquake or something like that. And all the characters feel the vibrations, and then just all of a sudden
I'm just imagining Angel Island falling on the stage now.
or that as well. Yeah, you could have a cutscene of just Angel Island just crashing into the stage, and everyone just gets knocked out. It would be a good thing to see, actually.
So with my list, I purposely, if they were already an assist trophy or have been an assist trophy, I ruled them out. That was the extra rule I put on mine, partially so I didn't cross over with you guys, just in case.
Well, I had the same mentality as well as you. I didn't want to incorporate any characters that were assist trophies. But I did incorporate who would be spirits, and the likelihood of spirits being turned into full fighters.
I think you and I might have a crossover.
All right.
Later in. But, so yeah, unfortunately that actually kicked a few off my list. Midna, Isaac from Golden Sun was one. But my first character, my list I've kind of put from least likely to get in to most likely to get in. My first character mostly comes because ID Software tweeted something saying, if you include this character, we'll include a character where you rescue Luigi's soul from hell.
It's not Doom, right?
It's not Doom, it's Doom Guy.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, I was going to say, we have Bayonetta. She pushes the age cap. In fact, actually, she doesn't actually push the age cap entirely at all.
No, I think it's a 16 anyway. I think she pushes it in America slightly.
She pushes it into America, but I know that for the UK market, it's still rated at 12, which has always been the case.
Yeah, and I think Doom Guy has enough weapon variety that he can actually have a good moveset. Certainly with his Doom Eternal new shotgun chain thing, that gives him...
I was going to say, his general brute strength is just enough, really.
Oh god, yeah. I think
have you not just gone around and picked up the berserk power up and just punched things into oblivion?
Exactly. And I think you've got a good balance with, whereas you've got Mega Man, who's primarily a long range fighter, there isn't really another one. So you've kind of got Doom Guy as a secondary one, but he's definitely got more close combat skills than Mega Man does. So yeah, it kind of mostly just as a laugh from that tweet. I really want to see it happen.
I was going to say that's a dark horse choice, but
but I think it's
you never know with these DLC choices. You know,
Doom is on the Switch. Doom Eternal, I imagine they will eventually port over. So
but it is
I don't
planned
see
for a
it.
port. So
Yeah, I don't see it as impossible. So yes, my number 5 is Doom Guy.
all right. Well, back to me then, I suppose. And
Yep.
for my second choice, I gotta stick with the Sega camp. This is more of a personal one for myself, because I feel as though this franchise has been lost to the hands of time for a long period, and it has actually been on one Nintendo console, and it hasn't been seen since. It's a character from an RPG that I've loved so much, Skies of Arcadia. It's the lead character, being that of Vice. Vice the Legend, Vice the Sky Pirate, Vice the Fallen King, or whatever whatever legend moniker he has while you're playing the game. But yeah, Vice. Yes, he's a sword wielder. Obviously, we've got enough of those from the Fire Emblem cast. But in terms
He's
of
a good different style of sword. Though.
yeah, in terms of style, he's definitely got more kind of like variety to him as well. Plus, movesets would be obviously good, and his ultimate smash, whether it be Cutlass Fury. Well, actually, no. Personally, I would like to see Pirate's Wrath as a final smash.
That would be nice.
That would be devastating.
Maybe I'd be half
absolutely
tempted
amazing
to say
see
it
in
should
Ultimate.
be his ship comes in, the Delphinus comes in, and
Well, you could
Let's
you
see.
could do the Moonstone Cannon thing, but that would be kind of like was it King K rules kind of like Ultimate essentially,
There's
where
a
he
few
summons
like
the
that.
cannon and he blasts things and whatnot. No, I want Vice to just like go in with an ultimate slash attack as such. But of course, again, we've already got quite a number of sword wielders that have like ultimate slash kind of like smash attacks and stuff like that. But no,
I'm
I
sure there'll
personally
be at
want
least
to see
one in
Vice.
DLC. To be fair,
Yeah, so I personally would like to have Vice there because Skies of Arcadia Legends, that has been on the GameCube and it's stayed on the GameCube for
port it to the PC, please.
I was gonna say it's been like 14 years,
Oh my god,
14,
really?
15 years, maybe more.
Has it been really been
And
that long?
we have not seen it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't seen it ported to anywhere since then. So I'm really, if it wants to drive attention, I think Sega would give them to say, hey, we're interested in trying to revitalize this IP again. Would you mind helping us by promoting it with DLC and put Vice in Smash Ultimate? Cheers, thanks.
You know what will also be good? You say, like, put it as a PC port. That would be great. But if you would want them to be in Smash, have Skies of Arcadia on the Switch.
Well, like I said, I mean,
sense.
Skies of Arcadia Legends was on the GameCube. If
Yeah.
they can, if they want to port it as part of the Sega Ages line, which is slowly getting some traction and whatnot with certain kind of like releases like Sonic the Hedgehog and Phantasy Star 4 and all that. I feel as though that would be a great way of promoting the game by having Skies of Arcadia or Skies of Arcadia Legends put onto the Switch as part of the Sega Ages line and have Vice as a DLC character for Ultimate.
Combo announcement.
Yeah.
Because
I do it. Bundle it all together. Put it as a special, end thing for a direct sometime.
To be honest, I feel like they are going to do that, but they're going to do that with the new Fire Emblem, and one of the new Fire Emblem characters will be DLC. But
I was gonna say, do we have enough Fire Emblem characters as it is?
Well, here's the thing. I think there's more. I think there's equal number of Fire Emblem characters as there is Mario and Pokemon, if not more. There's 7 Fire Emblem characters.
Well, I definitely know there's more Fire Emblem characters than Pokemon characters. I think now.
Is there?
I think.
I mean,
so.
it depends if you. I'm trying to think. Pikachu, Pichu, Jigglypuff. Depends if you count the 3 Pokemon as separate. Pokemon trainers.
Well, no,
Pokemon
you say you
trainer.
class them as Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, it'll be counted as one.
Yeah, but they're also classified as 3 different numbers, which is weird.
Oh, okay. So you would have
Okay,
counted
so
as three then.
then maybe
Yeah.
Pokemon has the most then because
No,
they
I think
just
it has equal.
put in
Equal
Incineroar
amount.
and whatnot. So.
Just-
I think it has an equal amount. I think that Mushroom Kingdom and Fire Emblem all have 7. But that's off the top of my head.
Just wait for Nintendo to try well, because everyone keeps saying that there's too many Fire Emblem characters in the game. And wait till they do a DLC where they'll be like, we've added a new Pokemon character. They're like, finally, no many Fire Emblem. And then all of a sudden, like, also, here's a Fire Emblem character. You're like, God damn it. It'll happen.
There'll be another one.
There will be. There will be. Go, what was I going to say?
Well, you're up, Andy.
Yeah, I was going to say something about Back to Skies of Arcadia. But, my mind went blank. So, but
just to make Skies of Arcadia is good.
Oh no, I was going to say, yeah, this was the thing, because I know a lot of people really wanted to play Skies of Arcadia, including mostly Skies of Arcadia Legends on the GameCube. But I think because it was only like a limited run of the game, like, you know, I desperately want the game. There's a friend of mine here in Vancouver that has it and showed it to me, and he's like, look, I have it. And I'm like, I hate you, even though I love you, but I hate you. But having it...
I have it somewhere.
Having it as a port... Maybe, I doubt maybe a physical copy, but as a downloadable download on the eShop, you know, a lot of people would buy Skies of Arcadia Legends on the Switch, me included. That is for dang sure.
With Sega's recent trend, if they did it for Switch, you would almost definitely get a PC port as well.
Oh, definitely. You know, I could see it happening on putting it on Steam as well, and on the Switch. Like, it would be great to see, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of sales definitely for the game.
Yeah, that one I'm not so sure on. But
anyway, that's a topic for another day. Let's get back on.
Indeed.
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
So I'm gonna say my fourth character. He has been on a Nintendo console. He's been, I think, I don't know if I recall, on the GameCube, on the Wii, and he's just came onto the Switch as well. With his HD remake of the original trilogy. I'm talking Crash Bandicoot. So I could see, you know, with bringing Crash into the mix, I could see him being a pretty like decent fighter to have. It'd be also really cool to see like. One of his levels as stages as well. It'd be really awesome to see that put into the mix. But yeah, just see like the styles that he has. Like, you know, he can do his spin attack, of course. He could do like, you know, some punches and kicks. Do like some slides, slide attacks. For his ultimate though, I'm trying to think like maybe he could either have like his fruit bazooka and like, you know, just like. Much to like what Snake has when he like jumps up and then he's like right in front of the screen and then he's just blasting everyone, like have like that similar in a way, or like he just rides like a gigantic polar bear or a tiger and he just like slams into everyone.
I'd be half tempted to go with something involving another character like Cortex just to get. I'm genuinely surprised neither Activision haven't had a character in either Crash or Spyro, really. But
the thing, I would think that because with Activision and Toys for Bob, I would love it to see maybe if they could try something. I mean, I think Activision will probably is maybe a little bit like I don't know, maybe not a good idea. But I would think maybe Toys for Bob would be totally down for maybe getting say Crash or Spyro into Smash.
I think Crash more so than Spyro.
I think Crash fits more than Spyro.
Yeah, and in terms of like his moveset and possible ultimate, I mean, if you want to incorporate another kind of like character to go with Crash, I would say Uka Uka.
Uka, yeah.
Would be best. You know, maybe best suited. You know, just put on Uka Uka for you know, brief kind of like invincibility period as his ultimate smash, because you know you got some characters that have that kind of like temp buff while you know they've got that ultimate smash. I think Wario still has that with his Super Wario.
No, they've gotten rid of all those types and they're now just single attack type thing.
Are they?
Wario's is now just a. He still goes into that mode, but it's all a cutscene now.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, well.
But I can imagine something similar. I was actually thinking something like have Cortex like trying to shoot Crash.
That's a good point.
For a final,
I mean, there's a few options
for a final smash. Maybe you could have like you could have Cortex try to shoot at Crash and he misses and he hits everyone else.
Yeah, pretty much.
That'd be brilliant. I would love that.
So this is actually my last non-Nintendo character on this list, because I think they're less likely to get on than Nintendo characters. But this one is actually one you mentioned earlier, Turbo, that although the assist trophies aren't as likely to get in,
people that are spirits might be,
may be possible. And this one did actually get into one of the Nintendo announcements, and that is Shantae. Now, Way Forward have had quite a strong campaign to get her into the game, from when they did the whole vote for your favorite character to get in anyway. I feel her and Shovel Knight would have been fairly similar likely, but Shovel Knight is an assist trophy, and I kind of questioned why is Shantae not, especially since Shantae has a stronger history with Nintendo than Shovel Knight does.
That's true, yeah, because I'm sure Andy would agree with this as well. It's like what we were kind of like thinking is what has been more prominent to the Nintendo brand than it has on kind of like other kind of like formats and stuff like that and other brands. I mean, granted, the only one that you could possibly argue with is Metal Gear with Snake, but
to be fair, and
we
Cloud.
keep forgetting that Snake did come out on the NES.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Metal Gear and Metal Gear Snake's Revenge, and then you had Metal Gear Solid, the Twin Snakes on GameCube, which is still only a GameCube exclusive game. It's never been ported on anything else.
True. I think Cloud's more the oddball because I don't think Cloud's actually appeared on any Nintendo game other than.
Funnily enough, yeah. Until when Final Fantasy VII gets ported onto the Switch eShop down the line, or I think it might get a physical version as well, like the original PlayStation port.
I think it's the PC port they're doing.
It's
but
PC, PS1, same difference.
Yeah. I think it's the PC enhanced version.
Yeah, it's just not the remake, which is gonna take 20 decades.
Something going on.
I don't honestly think that the HD, like the remake of Final Fantasy VII, would work very well on the Switch. I just think
it depends how they do it.
Yeah,
they don't have Final Fantasy 15, the original game, on there, but they have the Pocket version that's on mobile.
There's no way 15 would work on there.
Anyway, back to Shantae.
Shantae,
I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
I think she's already got the moveset there. Way Forward have already done whole charts on the thing. They've already done all her alternate costumes and everything like that. So I think this is one that Nintendo would have an easy partner to help them with it. I think it's less likely for a few reasons. One, she's an external character. Two, she doesn't go with a lot of their guidelines on character presentation, which could be an interesting one, but I still think it's highly possible. So Shantae's my number 4. She's actually my last non-Nintendo character.
Well, I was gonna say, if they can accept Bayonetta and accept her kind of like mystique and whatnot, which is pushing the envelope enough as it is, because
true, but
that
turn it
character
down
is
quite significantly.
can be way sexualized in her own game franchise, and her game franchise is for 16s and 18s there, but she is in a game that is catered for 12-year-olds or teens in the US. I think having Shantae as a character isn't gonna harm that kind of like rating at all. So
maybe not, but it's not the rating I'm worried about. Actually, it's Nintendo's core values on those kind of things.
I think Nintendo's core values has definitely changed over the decades. It's not as strict as it once was back in the NES era, because on the NES era they were way more strict with the likes of like their kind of like policies and whatnot. Nowadays they need, obviously this is their mindset now. They need stuff that can sell, and if it means breaking those age-old traditions of not having this, that, the next thing on their system, then you gotta do it. You have to be able to, cater to that, to cater to a larger audience. If you're just gonna stick with the same audience over and over and over again, then you're not gonna get anywhere. So
what's your number 3 then, Turbo?
Anyway, yes, my number 3. it's getting difficult because I really couldn't find, kind of like find good examples for to put on in the list here, but it's a long shot. This representation again, it's another Sega property. It's something that has been prominent on the Nintendo systems, but of course, I doubt this will actually ever happen. I'm gonna go with Billy Hatcher.
Ooh, that he was. I was thinking about Billy as well as my top 5.
Yeah, I really, it's a long stretch, this one, because not many people know who he is. He is a character that
was he even in All Stars Transformed?
Well, he was in All Stars Transformed, yes.
Yeah, he was. Yep, he's in.
Well, actually, in the original All Stars.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think he's a playable character in Transformed.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he is, if I recall, because he has got his stage. He has got a stage on there.
No, that's the thing. I think he has a stage, but I don't think he's playable in Transformed. But he is in the original.
I kind of mind. Yeah, it's been so long since I played that, but no,
it was a GameCube original game. So
I was gonna say. I mean, the only releases it's had is on GameCube and PC. And
I still have the PC version.
It hasn't been released since then. But Sega popping it out every so often and whatnot, and to have another Sega representation that it isn't Sonic the Hedgehog as part of the kind of roster. It might be a possibility, but again,
I agree, a long shot.
It is a long shot. It's definitely far and away to not be included. But hey, a man could dream.
True. I can't blame you on that one.
Okay, so for my number 3, now we've had this franchise added into Ultimate as mainly as, I think, like a challenge, and also one of the said beasts, as it were, can be an assist trophy, and you can also fight them as a boss. But I would like to see fight hunters or something from the Monster Hunter franchise. So it's like you could have maybe like a few sets of like hunters that you could pick throughout a selection. They can have like different like swords and stuff. You can have one with like a giant sword, one with dual blades, one with a spear, and just have like the different styles of fighting with those said hunters. And I think maybe having something, because as I say, seeing like the a couple of the monsters from the game coming in. Like, as soon as I saw that in the Smash Direct, I was like, that's freaking hype, because I really do love the Monster Hunter franchise, and damn it, I still need to get the new game. I haven't had the chance to get it yet, and I need to. But yeah, no, seeing that be put into Ultimate was a big high for me. And actually just seeing like a few hunters be put into as fighters, that would be the icing on the cake for having the Monster Hunter franchise be more of a part of Ultimate, I would say.
I don't think it's impossible.
Oh no!
Certainly with the inclusion, it's an odd one though. I would find. The problem is I don't know if there's any recognisable characters in the recent Monster Hunter.
That's the problem. I think would be the major thing, is that there's no definitive kind of like main character to that franchise or any of their games, because you are essentially creating your own character to play those games.
Yeah,
but it's interesting because even with Final Fantasy XIV, which is an MMO, it still has kind of a few poster characters, with the big one being Y'shtola. Even 11 had Shantato, who have regularly come up to represent those particular games. The thing is, I haven't played any of the Monster Hunter games, so I don't know if they do have that kind of representational character. Maybe they do, but I don't know.
Well, what I was thinking of is, because like in Smash Bros, Wii U and 3DS, I'm just saying, like with the Mii characters, even if you don't add your Mii in there, you've got the Mii defaults. So have something like that, but with the monster hunters. So you have like hunter defaults. You know, it doesn't have to be like a character from the franchise. It's just pretty much like default hunters with like different style of weapons.
So you're kind of saying like the Inklings, because the Inklings are like that as well.
Yeah.
Where you've got like different colored ones and different gendered ones as well.
Yeah. Pretty much, like you said, you know, you got the me characters that did it. You know, you got the Inklings that, you know, are doing that same concept. Why not do that with the Monster Hunter franchise? Have like different default hunters with different weapons and different like male and female.
I wouldn't say the different weapons thing, because that wouldn't work. Because that'll turn them into echoes rather than.
I know.
Although they're saying that there's no reason one of the DLCs might not be a new character and an echo variation.
Well, no, that's not the case, because it was announced by Satoru. Why would you say Sakurai? That all the DLC will be actual like new characters. There will be no echoes in the DLC.
Oh no, that's fair. But what I'm saying, maybe they might do as a freebie with that new character. They might do an echo variation of them, possibly.
Maybe.
I
don't know.
It's a long shot.
I don't know the logistics to how the DLC will be produced and whatnot.
Well,
so,
nobody does yet.
No, so it's just a hope and pray, essentially.
The only thing we know is all of them have now been decided.
Yeah.
But
Which is quite fast,
it's
actually,
idea.
because I'm surprised they initially announced it, and then a week later Sakurai just says, okay, just wanted to put it out there, we've already finalized the list. You know? Yeah. So don't send me any more suggestions.
But no, it's definitely an interesting suggestion, and with Namco Bandai actually helping on the game, it's certainly not outside the realms of plausibility.
Oh no. And as what Turbo says as well, like, a man can only dream. So
So I'm kind of getting into the ones that I think realistically are plausible within the game. I think I'm probably more likely to be assist trophies, but hey, again, one can dream. So my first one actually comes from, not from Fire Emblem, but from a very similar series, which actually has had representation in Smash as an assist trophy, but hasn't had any of the main characters in it. The series itself is Advance Wars.
Oh,
that's a good shout.
That would be very interesting to see in Ultimate.
And I'm going to take the original poster boy for the series, Andy.
Oh, thanks. Oh, wait. Never mind. Carry on.
So Andy from the first Advance War games was kind of your main character. He carries a giant wrench with him, so he's got his own weapon. And you can definitely make cameos to all of the different vehicles that come up, the different characters that are part of your team. There's a lot of advantages with this, and even though I think the assist trophy is literally called Advance Wars, because it is literally just the different units that you can make in that game. But they haven't actually got any of the commanding officers in there, and I think that would be probably the easiest representation. Andy is probably the most well-known character from that series, other than maybe some of the other Orange Star units, but I think Andy just makes the most sense.
Yeah. Now that you say that, all I can think of on the box art for the original game that has Andy, I just have imagined Andy's face just photoshopped on that box art now.
And I think it's a long shot, because I'm actually not entirely sure how his moveset will work. Sure, he's got his wrench for normal attacks, but his special attacks either need to revolve around the different units, so you can have a chopper, a tank, artillery, something like that. But how much would it clash with the assist trophy? The assist trophy for Advance Wars hasn't actually been confirmed as coming back yet, so
that's
never
true.
know.
Plus, it was more of a case of like just wee little kind of like tanks going, spreading across the stage and whatnot. So there was no detailed kind of like characters,
No, exactly. There was none
so
of the
really
commanding
having
officers.
Andy as a detailed character as a fighter, and then busting out a tank
who's the other
Smash
character?
and whatnot, that would be Ultimate Smash.
Yeah, the other one I can think of that would be quite recognisable would be Nell, who was kind of the tutorial and shop girl. So she's a possibility as well, but I want to see some Advance Wars love. I really wish they'd bring back this series. They have kind of confirmed it's dead now that Fire Emblem's more popular, but I want some representation for it. So Andy from Advance Wars is my number 3.
I could see for his ultimate, like you say, like what he could do is he could like call for backup, and then you get like say like a tank or a chopper, or it could
get the other commanding officers in.
Huh?
Get the other commanding officers from his army in.
Yeah,
because you've got the other characters who are actually a bit better at fighting than he is, to be quite frank.
Yeah, you could do that, and it could mix up a bit. It can't be just the same thing over and over again. It could be like one. It just depends really, like which type of environment that you play as Andy in the game. It could change.
Yeah. So on to another.
So with myself, for my 4th choice. Or second, depending on which way you're going. This
2.
Well, I suppose it depends on. As I said, I'm going mine from the least likely to be included to most likely to be included.
So I'm going down the list, so it's like 1, 2, 3. But anyway, on to the 4th one for myself. I think this is possible to the roster because of the connection between Nintendo and Ubisoft. And I'm not going to say Rayman because sadly I don't think that would be the best choice. The better choice, and because it's been quite relevant in the last couple of years, would either be Rabbid Peach or Rabbid Luigi.
I could.
You know
actually
what? I'll
see
take that as a substitute.
I could actually see that as working without a doubt.
Yes, I seriously think if that was going to be the case. Where another third-party representation would be part of the, roster. I think with the connection between Ubisoft and Nintendo now, instead of having Rayman, which would have been a good choice as well, but I think because of what recently transpired with Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I would think having a Rabbid inclusion, whether it be Rabbid Peach or Rabbid Luigi. I don't know which one would be the better choice to go for. I would think Rabbid Peach because she was probably more in the Donkey Kong DLC,
and she just has a bit more personality.
Yes, she does have more personality. So yeah, I would think probably Rabbid Peach then would be my choice. Not that I'm saying it would be a great choice. I'm just thinking of plausibility. I'm thinking of like what would be more plausible as a DLC character for Smash Ultimate. And we've seen it with Sakurai. He can announce, or like his team could announce some really crazy kind of like characters and some unique choices and whatnot, a la Piranha Plant. So
I just love that there were so many like, oh, this is a leaked prediction, so we know it's probably going to be true. And there was like 4 or 5 different variations, and then it's just like Piranha Plant. What?
Yeah.
That wasn't in any of the predictions.
It's like total left field kind of like swerve right here. So yeah,
I think that's a good choice. Yeah. That actually almost made my list. The only reason I didn't include it was partially because Rabbid Mario has already shown to be a sticker, but I forgot completely about the others, which is a shame because I still think that's the best Switch game on the console at the moment.
I can just see now when you see Rabbid Peach that her ultimate move, all it is, she just pulls out her camera and takes a selfie at any of the characters that are nearby her, and then they just go bang. Like it's just
they explode out of the thing.
The most epic selfie you have ever taken in your life.
It's the most explosive selfie on Smash.
Wow.
What it would be is you also have Rabbid Kong literally just appearing in the top of the photo about SmackDown.
I was good. Actually, you know what? That would be even better.
That would actually.
Peach or like Rabbid Peach getting a selfie and whatnot. Rabbid Kong comes in and just smashes them off of the screen. Yeah,
brilliant.
It'll be fun.
I love that game.
Actually, as well, like, she's about to take the selfie, and then, like, Rabbid Kong comes in and smacks all the characters. Then she takes the selfies. Then you just see the reaction of all the Smash characters as they're getting hit.
Yeah.
I
think that would be fun to see.
You saw it in like when the characters, when they get up in the air and they smack the screen in like some points. You could see that with the selfie thing with the ultimate smash. Just a little fun little Easter egg to add in to see the reactions. Okay, so I'm just pretty much just go with my list. It's just a case of like top 5 of who I would like to see. Number 1 being like, please make it happen. Number 2 for me, we discussed this earlier on, and you guys said like you don't think he would be a good fit for Ultimate, and I would just love to see how he would be portrayed and how it would pan out. Again, he was put into he is on a Nintendo console. He's been I think he first was in a Nintendo console, was on the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance and the DS and then the Wii. And maybe next year, again, for his Reignited trilogy, it probably will get ported onto the Switch, because with Crash, that is on the Switch, so next year could happen. I would like to see Spyro. I'm just saying, I would like to see Spyro be put into Ultimate.
Here's the thing: it's not the fact that I don't think he'd be a good fit. I just think Crash is a better fit.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, out of the two, Crash is a better fit. But I could just see like with his fighting style, it could be kind of similar to what his fighting style was in the Legends trilogy. Because with the Legends of Spyro, he has some melee attacks, like aerial melee attacks. He has like ground melee attacks. Put some of the flame elements, like the fire breath, electric, ice. You can mix that up a bit. For his ultimate smash, it could be like he goes to one side of the stage and lets out a humongous like fireball, and then it hits everyone. Or it could be, again, what you have in the Legends trilogy, I think mainly in A New Beginning and Eternal Night, that he just smacks one of the characters up in the air and he jumps and he does like his aerial hits, and it's all like slow motion hits pretty much, and then like he just does one final smack and they just get knocked off into the stage. So I mean, out of Crash and Spyro, Crash would be a better fit. I will put my hands up and say, yep, that is true. But I would, if Crash was going to be put onto Ultimate, and because he's on the Switch with his Insane trilogy, and with Spyro, I would say next year he'll be put onto the Switch with his Reignited trilogy. Maybe if Crash would be an Ultimate, give Spyro a chance as well.
You're not just saying that because you are just playing through Spyro games at the moment for your Let's Plays at the time of this recording, are you?
No.
To be fair,
Cheap plug.
Shameless plug.
But no. One thing I did have a problem with that idea is how Spyro could actually work, and I keep forgetting we have Duck Hunt Duo.
True.
Yep.
As a playable character, and I keep forgetting that's a character in there. So no, I would think you can incorporate Spyro into that into the game quite well. So yeah, I can understand.
Here's the thing: although I think Crash is a better fit, I think they would have announced Crash before DLC. To be honest, I would have thought he'd be included in kind of the Ken kind of era of announcements, or the Belmonts.
I
actually think Spyro's now more likely because they would announce it alongside the Reignited trilogy being ported to the Switch.
Yeah.
So I actually think Spyro has a better chance than Crash now. I just think Crash would be a better fit.
I think Spyro would have a better chance, because let's say when it gets ported onto the Switch, I would think that with that, if that was to happen, guarantee it'll probably be next year when it does get ported onto the Switch, because then you can make like a big like thing about it. It was like, hey, we're getting Reignited trilogy
next
onto
September.
Switch. Yeah,
I can guarantee.
By the way, but you know what? Maybe they could just add it in, just like say, hey, Reignited trilogy is coming on the Switch. Here's Spyro being put in an Ultimate, and just as well, here comes his buddy Crash. You could just like bang pretty much, and just see everyone like flip their tables with excitement or something. I mean, I would if I had a table nearby me, I would flip it with excitement.
Not quite what table flipping's for, but okay.
You could do it positively as well.
Or you can just travel to Japan and try to find that table flipping arcade game and play that for like 5 hours.
Or that, yeah. Now I need to buy plane tickets to Japan.
Gonna be honest, my number 2, I probably should have switched my number 2 and 3 around because I think this one's much less likely. But I really wanted to put Isaac from Golden Sun on here because I genuinely think he deserves a place. He's got a variety of moves, etc. But he's already
isn't he a assist trophy, Isaac?
Exactly, which is why I've said I can't put him on my list.
Ah.
So instead, I'm putting another Golden Sun character, which is Felix, who is basically Isaac's equivalent for the second game. To be honest, I've included it purely because I want to include Isaac, but I've had to substitute someone else in who can fill exactly the same role. If they are going to put a Golden Sun character in, similar to what I said earlier about, I predict they'll probably put a new Fire Emblem character in when they announce more details for the newest game that they've confirmed they're making. If they are going to have a Golden Sun character, it's probably going to be the new character that will be in the new Golden Sun game, if they ever make one. Which I doubt they are, but one can hope. But for the moment, my pick is going to be Felix from the Golden Sun series. I'm going to guess neither of you two have ever played the Golden Sun games.
Me and RPGs are very few and far between. I mean, the only RPGs I've ever played in my life have been Grandia 2, Skies of Arcadia, a little bit of Final Fantasy 13 or X2, which was very stupid of me, and
X2 is a weird one to start with.
I know. I don't know why I started with that one. And Blue Dragon, essentially. That's
Dragon.
the only RPGs I've ever played.
I love that game.
So yeah, everything else I've kind of like had to stay away because I know how much time sinks they can be. But I can appreciate people who have love for certain RPG franchises. I know people who are passionate about the Breath of Fire RPG franchise and whatnot, and I can understand your love for having a Golden Sun representation outside of assist trophies there, and to go for the best alternative to to Isaac, only
this is the thing.
It's only evident. You could have had if what was it? If Chrono from Chrono Trigger was not an assist trophy or whatever, the best if he was an assist trophy, the best alternative would have been, I don't know the name of the character who's turned into a frog in in the game.
That's his
I
name
can't
is
remember
Frog.
his name right now off the top of my head. But
his name is Frog.
Oh, his name is Frog. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Then, people would just say, "Oh, let's have Frog. Put Frog as a playable character. Put Frog as a fighter. Do that." So.
Yeah, I think this one's quite unlikely, but it's one of those things. It's kind of the same as Advance Wars. Both Advance Wars and Golden Sun have kind of been confirmed that Nintendo have kind of gone, nah, it's not worth it anymore because something else has taken over from it. But I want to see them come back. So, yeah, Felix from Golden Sun, let's leave it at that. Before we go into our number ones, was there any honourable mentions you guys wanted to put?
I think the most notable honourable mentions would be the ones that are like fan favourites, like Geno from Super Mario RPG. A lot of people want him to be a playable character.
Yeah,
I can
never
understand.
understood why. Having played that game, I don't understand.
One of my personal honorable mentions is Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes.
Come on,
is he an assist trophy?
Travis strikes back or strikes again, whatever the subtitle is for the newest No More Heroes that's coming out on the Switch very soon. It would have been funny to have him as a fighter, but I think maybe not. Who knows? I didn't include him in my actual list.
He could be. I think you might be right, Earth. He might be an assist trophy. I think I might have heard something about that with Travis Touchdown. I could be wrong though.
Well,
I'm not too sure.
If he's the most likely he would be a spirit at least.
Yeah, I can easily see him being a spirit. Any from you, Andy?
Yeah, honourable mentions. I was gonna put her down as a number one because my top five would be like number one would be, oh god, please put him in. I was going to put her down as a number one, and then I was like, when you said assists, no assist trophies, then I had to think of another number one, so I've had to write that down.
Oh no, I didn't. I said that was my rule. I didn't say you had to follow that rule.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's cool. I can swap it up a bit then, because this
okay. So what was your number one? That's now your honorable mention.
Well, what I'll do, yeah, my new number one, my new number one that I was gonna have, but I'll put him in as an honorable mention. And we'll go from there. Eggman. I mean, I could see I mean, you have Sonic, maybe Tails as a fighter, again, maybe Knuckles as a fighter. But, having an evil character from the Sonic franchise, like Dr. Eggman, would be a good shoe. And you got Bowser in there. And him being in his Eggomatic would be a good sight to see. With his ultimate smash, I could like the final blast that you see when you face either Eggman or Tails in Sonic Adventure 2 with that final fight between them. I could see that be put down as a final smash, actually.
Any honorable mentions from yourself, Josh?
Wow.
Wow. Of course. We'll lie in wait for that.
And let's move on. Turbo, your final choice.
My final choice. Now, we keep forgetting that this franchise has been helmed by not only Nintendo but also Bandai Namco as well. Now, Bandai Namco only have, I think they've only got one representative in the roster, and that's been Pac-Man.
Yes, other than assist trophies, they do have two. They have Bomberman and they have the Monster Hunter Dragon.
Yeah, aye. So, Monster Hunter? That's Capcom.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, I'm mixing up my...
Yeah, aye. Anyway, but I think the only other representation, other than a fighting game character from Bandai Namco, like Tekken and whatnot, I don't want to include a Tekken character in this roster. The one character that I think that can definitely come out of the vaults of Bandai Namco's kind of like IPs that would fit quite well with the aesthetic of Smash, and you probably like me for this as well, Josh, it's been that of Klonoa.
Ooh.
Oh god, yes, I would.
Klonoa on Smash would definitely help bring in more attention to that franchise, because that's a very underrated franchise from Bandai Namco's kind of like older parents, especially the Namco side, essentially.
I recently found my Wii copy of that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
nice.
yeah, I think Klonoa as a Smash character would be a great fit to the roster. In terms of like his moveset, I mean, you've got his wind bullet accessory, the ring that he always carries around, that could obviously help for his attacks and stuff like that. In terms of his final smash, on the other hand, it is a lot more difficult to kind of like maybe incorporate with that. Maybe I don't know.
Get some of the villains in.
Yeah, I put in some villains in maybe to kind of like cause some havoc and whatnot.
And kill his grandpa again.
Oh God!
That would be
house. Yeah, just Klonoa is like summons a house, and actually it's more like a blooming fucking villager now again. I don't know. I don't know what they could incorporate for Final Smash.
No, I do love that idea. I genuinely forgotten about him.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's the thing. That is the thing about Smash Ultimate is, Smash as a whole, is that they always like to bring back characters who we never really thought would have, be remembered again. With the likes of like Duck Hunt Dog and Duck Hunt Duo, and it's like various other kind of like characters that they get reintroduced. Or like they get introduced or reintroduced, depending on people's perspective, while being playable in Smash and whatnot. And I feel as though, Klonoa would definitely benefit that and hopefully garner attention for that franchise once again, because it's been way too long since an entry has been made available for the series. I mean, the last one being that of the remake of Door to Phantom Isle.
Why isn't
on
that
the
on
Wii.
the PlayStation 1 Classic?
That's surprising,
What?
actually. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the original. Obviously, I've never played the original, but I played the remake, and I can understand its appeal. And I've played the second game on PS2 myself as well.
I did play the original. I never finished it. I didn't finish it until I got the Wii remake.
Yeah, it was quite challenging to a point as well. But no, it was definitely something that fans of a 2.5D kind of like platformer, kind of like mentality and whatnot, it was quite, good for its time, and it still holds up today. So really, in honesty, if Bandai Namco would, talk to Sakurai and say, hey, how about if you're looking for DLC characters, we got this character that we've created ages ago, and it probably fit quite
And
well
to be fair,
into
they
Smash.
connected quite heavily with the development
I
of the
think it
game,
would be-
so it's not.
Yeah, I think it
I
would be-
think that's quite a reasonable guess, to be honest.
Yeah, good.
I'm just saying quickly, when you said about you wouldn't want any Tekken characters to be put into the game, I'm just going to put my hands up and say King for Smash Ultimate, I'm done.
The rumours are all Heihachi, though.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah, I'd want
No.
Kazuya at least.
Well, yeah, you have to have. If you were gonna have a Tekken representation in Smash, you would have to have, one of the poster boys, and
to be fair, Heihachi probably is one of the poster
one of the
boys.
poster boys for that franchise, and
As are his two
him and
sons.
having that, fight again. It's like we didn't have. What was it? We had Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but we never had Tekken Cross Street Fighter. This will be our Tekken Cross Street Fighter with just in Smash.
Heihachi's
if that was
final
the
smash
case.
is to throw the character into a volcano.
Oh, God.
I don't know. It's like
let's get
someone
on the
might, use the, I don't know if they actually confirmed this. If it can create stages and whatnot.
From what I've heard, it's not in the new game, but I reckon there'll be a patch later on that'll do it. I don't think it'll be there for launch.
Oh, fair enough. But no,
Which is a shame.
just go to the. Well, if it is still in there, the Great Cave Offensive. Because that had fire pits in there. You could just throw them into one of those.
Brilliant. I love that.
Anyway,
Okay.
but definitely Klonoa. That was my number one.
Okay, my number one, so, again, is an assist trophy, but, having her, I mean, when I found out she was in the game, I was like, sweet mother of all that's heck, yes, finally. But then when I thought, is she a playable character? When someone told me, no, she's a trophy, I'm like, a bit bummed, but still, it's like, I'm glad that my girl is in the game. My number one, for sure, is Crystal from the Star Fox series. Mainly because she would be a unique character. With, as you see with the assist trophy, she does carry her staff and does use like certain elements with her staff. So using that for melee combat would work with, like, when you've seen in Star Fox Adventures with Fox using the different styles of melee that you can use in the game. You could put that into Ultimate. If she falls off of the stage, she could use a power boost like in Adventures. Granted, with Adventures, you have to put it inside a little pedestal in the ground in order to charge up the staff in order for Fox to fly. But you could put that into the game. Like, she charges the staff up a bit and then she just boosts herself up into the air in order to grab the ledge and get back into the fight. She can shoot projectiles or, say use her the ice element in order to freeze the enemy fighters for a certain amount of time. Final smash, I could see maybe her charging up her staff and unleashing like a full blast projectile from one side of the stage to the other. Or it could be a case of she charges up her staff, jumps up in the air, does like a good slow motion style acrobatic tricks, goes back into the ground, slams her staff into the ground, and then there's just like a massive eruption. All the characters are shaking, and then they all fly off of the stage. And also, I would love to see if they ever decided to put Crystal as from an assist to a playable character, Chrysola Palace as a stage, and just having like the movable stages where you could just see everything in the area. I would love to see that. That would be like, I would just freak the hell out if that ever happened.
I'm surprised they haven't done that as a stage, actually.
I know. That really, like, it kind of irks me in a way, because I know Star Fox Adventures isn't everyone's cup of tea, just saying. There's a lot of people that have told me that Star Fox Adventures is an abomination. To me, Star Fox Adventures is one of my favourite Star Fox games of all time, and one of my favourite video games of all time as well. And
it's the only Star Fox game I've played.
Well, with me, it was the game that got me into the series as well. So a lot of people downplay or besmirch, Star Fox Adventures a lot, but really, without it, there would have been a lot of people who never heard of the Star Fox franchise or even play the rest of the Star Fox games entirely, especially us, because we're all from the UK. This was technically the first Star Fox game, because all the previous entries was called Star Wing and Lilac Wars before it.
Yeah.
So we have this game to, thank for giving us the Star Fox name for us to know and kind of like go back and talk about and whatnot.
Exactly.
But no, I can understand because she was on the back of my mind. I again, if I didn't take the same rulings as what Josh had, where we weren't gonna turn assist trophies into full characters, I would have included Crystal as well, because I really do like Crystal, and she's very underrated in the franchise now. Same as another character, which I might as well just throw this other honorable mention, was Blaze the cat from the Sonic series. That would have been a great character I would have loved to have in the game, but of course that's just my personal preference. I know not many people are big Blaze character fans and whatnot, and she doesn't have that legacy behind her like Tails is, so that's why I included in I said Tails instead of Blaze. But
my only disappointment with
definitely,
your Crystal
I can definitely
inclusion,
understand that
you didn't include
Crystal
any dinosaurs.
being another representation to the Star Fox franchise would be a great inclusion, or would have been a great inclusion, and of course. But the only problem is that she was created as a rare original character first before being incorporated into Star Fox.
I think Nintendo hold all the rights on.
Yeah,
well, they do. Well, they do, because obviously they wouldn't be using Crystal if whatever. But
I see what you mean, because like with Rare, they were going to be putting like the original game on the N64, and I think Crystal was made for that.
And it's the same with King K. Rool as well. He's also been part of the Rare series of Donkey Kong Country games, but Nintendo have property over it, so they could do with the character whatever they like. And that was the same case with when they made this following sequel, Star Fox Assault. They still had Crystal and the dinosaur planet mythos carry on in that game, like what happened after Star Fox Adventures. That's essentially what Assault was. Assault was a sequel to that.
Yes.
And funnily enough, that was done by Namco back in the day.
Yep.
So there you go.
I just would love to see just a movable stage of Chrysola Palace, because just that place is gorgeous. Like, it's just a beautiful...
Oh no, I definitely agree. That's something I would definitely like to see.
Oh yeah, and just quickly as well, can you imagine the Easter egg? When you're in like a Star Fox stage and there's like those Easter eggs where all the other characters talk to each other when they're either Fox or Falcos in in the battle zone. Just imagine like what Crystal would be in, like all of a sudden Falco just says to Fox like, wow, she's got she's pretty feisty on the battlefield, Fox? And then Fox is just like nervous sweats or something like that.
So my final choice, and the one I think is most likely to get in, or even though Nintendo have seemed to be purposely botching this series of games, is another Mushroom Kingdom character, but he's a little bit flatter.
Paper Mario, you're going for.
Paper Mario.
Now, I'll understand that because we do have Mr. Game & Watch.
Yes.
He needs a flat buddy with him. But the other thing is, Paper Mario, although he obviously does do all the jumping stuff that Mario does, he has a much more heavier focus on his hammer, something that I don't think Mario takes any advantage of, really.
No.
So I can imagine Paper Mario's moveset being, his standard moves being much more heavily hammer-based, and then for all his special moves, you've got all of his partners and stuff. So you've got the potential for cameos there, and the final smash can be something papercraft and very much fun that you can just.
Well, I was gonna say, if you want to go for that like nostalgia crowd, have it basically turn the stage into a stage show.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the battles transitioned in the original Paper Mario and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, where it's just like they're all on a stage and whatnot, and then the crowd is in the audience and whatnot, and the audience obviously participates in the smash and whatnot. And again, it's like something like that would be quite fun as well. But no,
go on.
No, I was gonna say, I was just gonna agree that because we have Mr. Game & Watch, that would work because it's like they know how to incorporate a flat kind of like 2D kind of like character in Smash, and it works well. So I totally agree that would work.
And although his two recent games have been pretty much panned by anyone that knows how to play a game, I'm hoping that it doesn't mean it's the end for the series. I know Nintendo kind of purposely made those games bad for some stupid reason, but I loved the Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games of all time, and I genuinely think that series has kind of kept the JRPG spirit that the not Thousand Year Door, the SNES one, Super Mario RPG, has kind of kept that going and improved upon it. So yeah, Paper Mario is my number one choice. The one I think most likely to get in the game, maybe the one I'd want to see the most of. I don't know, I'm kind of torn between that and Shantae and Doom Guy. I just want Doom Guy in there purely for the Luigi Hell level in Doom 2. But yes.
But no, based on my selections, the most likely that I think would be incorporated, would be Tails.
I actually think Klonoa stands more of a chance than Tails.
Well, Tails or Klonoa. I mean, personally, I would love to have Klonoa, but I think Tails would probably be the most likely, I think. But, this is all just speculation.
True.
I mean, most likely for me, again, number one for me, like, in my mind, I would love Crystal, but for most likely character, would have to go with Spyro, because, like, with the Reignited trilogy coming out next year on the Switch, having that.
We're assuming there's been no official announcement.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I meant to say. Sorry, with mainly because with Crash being put on the Switch like a year after it was released on the PS4, there's probably a speculation that it's going to happen with Spyro, and if it does, maybe adding Spyro into the Ultimate roster would be a nice little segue. So yeah, I would say most likely to say in my pick, Spyro.
Obviously, there's rumours abound as to who's going to be included and stuff. I think the latest rumours I heard is the first character is going to be a Square Enix character, the second one is a Fire Emblem character. And then, for some reason, Banjo-Kazooie seems to be coming up a lot in the, oh no, this character's definitely coming, and I'm just like, why?
Well,
I can kind of understand them, but at the same time, they don't hold the rights to them.
No,
but
you got to get them jiggies, even in Ultimate, them jiggies, yo.
Na.
Getting jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Though I will admit, I'm looking forward to playing Snake again. I very much am.
Yes.
Well, I can't wait to play as my girl Bayonetta as well, personally myself. So
I am very, very excited to play as Wolf again. Even though Fox is my favourite character, I loved playing the hell out of Wolf in Brawl. So seeing him back in Ultimate, that's made my day.
Ironically, number 6 on my list, got bumped off by the Doom guy, was Slippy Toad. Purely because I know how many people want to beat the living tar out of him.
Yes, that would be...
And I think you could differentiate him enough to not be an Echo Fighter. But if he was included, he'd probably more likely be an Echo Fighter Fox. Or Falco, I guess.
Oh my god.
I don't think Falco's an Echo Fighter, is he?
He has different styles
Yeah,
with
this
his
is the thing.
melee,
I don't
but some things he
think
does.
there's any Echo Fighters in the Star Fox characters.
No.
There's
just,
no echoes.
With the Ultimate Smash, however, yes, it's kind of echoey, it's the same thing. But
Landmaster!
Landmaster, poisonally, I prefer the air. And all that stuff. But with the melee attacks, no, it's Falco's not an Echo Fighter.
So yes, these are our predictions. If any of them come alive, we'll celebrate. If not, we'll go cry in the corner with Waluigi, probably.
Dear.
Waluigi go destroy them all in Mario Tennis Aces instead. So thank you
that's
for
his
listening.
game. Yeah, just keep him there. Or if there's ever another DDR
game.
Mario game again, he can be the antagonist in that one again.
Oh god, yes.
With those luscious legs.
Oh.
If you've made it to the end, thank you very much for listening, guys. I've been Urtheart.
I've been John Turbo Finley.
I've been the British Andy.
And we'll see you later in Smash.
See you on the battlefield.
Smash!